Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, today, very special, quick message, not as polished as usual, and maybe a bit windy, so apologies, and thank you all for logging in. This weekend, we're going to be launching our masterclass, and I know a lot of you watch us on television, so I didn't want you to miss out on the opportunity to actually join us this weekend for 4 hours, 2 hours on the Saturday, 2 hours on the Sunday. It'll be 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. French time, which works out about 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you're in Central Time in the US. Hey, what are we going to be talking about? Well, you're going to meet 10 people that are looking to move, just like you. And you might be 2 years away from moving. It's not a problem. This session is really destined to anyone that just wants to actually have an in-depth conversation about France, its culture, the areas that I recommend, where to live, where not to live, and just generally speaking, what routes to take. Do you even need a hand holder? You know, quite a lot of our clients might not actually need assistance from French Connections other than a check up on their visa application. And if you do that, you've got to understand that our lawyers are reviewing those applications, not us, not me as a hand holder. I'm seeing more and more advice coming from people online that are not accredited, myself included, to give advice. So we're going to talk about that as well. Who best to choose, how to choose the assistance that you need. And I really look forward to all of this because it's going to be a great time. So let me show you how we're going to go and do this. So we're going to be looking at how to move to France, right? But not just that, actually how to build a plan to move to France. And hopefully with just such a small amount of people online, we're really going to be exchanging stories of your motivations, why people want to actually do this in the first place, but also look at the parts of France that maybe are not first considered, I would say, but also, you know, the bits to avoid, I guess, based on my personal experience, you know, traveling, of course, around the country for work, but equally for all of the years I grew up in France, you know, just all of this knowledge that I guess I acquired without necessarily knowing where to put that information. Now, of course, we've got a channel to do so. We're going to look at this together, and I'm just going to show you, of course, during the presentation, parts that probably people do not consider before they actually make that decision. And what I also noticed is that most people look at what they already know or what they can already find online and not necessarily looking at being ruthlessly selfish with the actual things that they will be doing on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you don't understand exactly what it is that you like doing, well, you probably can't choose the area in France that would be the most appropriate. So we're kind of probably going to dive into that as well. If that sounds like something that you would relate to, well, we're going to be looking at that and we're going to be talking about that as a group. And we're also going to be basing this as the start of our new French Connections HCB groups. And we're going to be creating groups of people that are looking to move or that share same interests or that are already in France. So this is a wonderful opportunity to mix all of this under one call. And of course, well, over 2 days, we're going to try and cover all of those topics. Let's take a closer look at what it is that we're actually going to be talking about. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to look essentially at our website, of course. And on our website, you'll see several things. Generally speaking, they are the questions that everybody asks. Again, great community of people that already have used our services, and are more than welcome to introduce you to some of those. And as I said, this is going to be part of the groups that we've actually created. But here, you're going to find a section which are the 8 questions everyone asks about moving to France. So what visa do you need? What does it cost to live in France? How does French healthcare work? How do I buy a property? Which region is right for me? How do I manage banking and tax? Do I need to speak French? And how much do your services cost? we won't be doing too much on that topic of services cost because this is not a sales pitch, guys. We don't really need to go into too much detail because all of the information can be found on our website here. But one thing that we're really going to look into is regions and parts of France that would be best suited to you, but just generally speaking, stuff that maybe people don't find online or don't write online, or I can't even say online. So here we're going to actually use some of our Region Matcher reports to show you, again, this is not a pitch on Region Matcher, but it's just going to be to show you how these things actually could work and how you might like to start thinking about your relocation. So this is an example of what we do when we do a Region Matcher for a client. So we have a consultation, we find out more about you, and more specifically, we find out more about the places that you might like outside of France. What are your hobbies? What are the things that really make you tick? Because that is what will make a successful relocation long term. You know, we know that the rosé, the sunshine, all of that can wear out. But the things that you like doing on a daily basis are going to be more important than ever if you want to have a strong relocation, because there's going to be bad days in France. There are going to be bad days. And what we look at is your priorities, and we match you with several regions in these particular cases. But when we look at the regions, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the climate, what the areas are known for, the recommended towns and cities. And this is what we do when we do our Region Matcher. And we actually talk to you about all of these areas, you know, in particular detail. This is not done solely with AI or Google. This is done by a team of professionals in my office in London that are French, that have actually been to these areas, but also that are looking for properties for all of the people that we help move. 30 or 40 people move for French Connections every month. And one of the biggest issues is, of course, where to live. Now, we have a small proposition of rentals that we've built and that are owned by French Connections HCB. And we can tell you more about that, of course. And we are going to be building more. This is a project that's going to keep on growing because we know that people want places that are pet friendly, that have AC, that have washer dryers. I'm only joking, but this is actually quite an important thing, that of course have got good access to things as well. And healthcare and wellness and connectivity and travel, all of these things will be approached. And also the expat speaking communities, and a little bit more said about those and what do you really expect. We're going to do a little bit of a dive into the property markets and, you know, what to expect when you're buying or when you're renting. Hey, look, I'm a landlord. I have about 13 properties myself in France. I've purchased countless properties for both renovation or just for myself in general, or for, of course, clients that are looking to purchase. So, you know, generally speaking, we're going to be able to cover an awful lot around property, rental and purchasing. And then just safety and security. This is a big one for you guys. I know that that's quite a difficult topic to approach online, but we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to be able to, instead of what my team says, is what I say and what I know about the areas. But of course, this is going to be joined together with all of the other things that we discussed beforehand, you know, the cost of living, the visa routes, all of these things that will probably be really useful, whether you be moving in 2 years' time or in just 6 months' time, whether you be using French Connections HCB or you're going to be doing it by yourself. So this is really going to be a mix of all of the stuff that we do online. But of course, depending on the people that we have signed up for this, we've actually got a few people from the UK, we've got a few people from the US already, and there are quite a few spaces left. So again, if you're interested in joining me on this journey and on this first ever masterclass. And so all you have to do to join us this weekend is comment event in the comment box below. And one of my lovely team will link out to you the registration forms, or you can find them already on our YouTube channel in quite a few spaces, but we'll send you through the registration forms. The cost of the event will be credited, 250 euros of the event will be credited towards future services if you want to use us, of course, in the future to help you relocate. And if not, you'll just have hopefully a wonderful time and join up with people that you'll be able to stay in contact with as you go through your relocation, because I think doing the journey alone, well, can sometimes be quite lonely and very overwhelming. So we're going to trial this for the first time. We're going to make sure that people actually can stay in contact with one another if they so wish to do so. This is not mandatory, of course. And all I can do is thank you again for liking, subscribing, watching these videos. It encourages me to make more of them. And of course, let's hope that this weekend is a huge success, because we want to do more of these masterclasses and even do them in person. So if you're interested, don't forget to comment event in the comment box below. And thank you all for checking that you're subscribed and you've liked this video. See you soon.